We start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and the big topic is the same. Tell us for the subject benefits. So basically, we try and to help that person. Okay. So today's topic: social pressure. Okay. A rebel due a temptation. So meaning this person has desires. Is someone who regularly submits to temptations is inviolated specific mitzvah. While the prohibition against the gossip mongers that does apply with regard to the speaking about him, as he is not a heretic. This situation differs drastically from one who occasionally transgresses given mitzvah, but basically is committed to its observance. So let me read one more time, and we're going to explain because I think many people are in this category. So one more time. Rebel due to the temptation. So guy eats non-kosher, right? Let's say. Is someone who regularly submits to temptations in violation of specific mitzvah. So we're talking about, let's, for argument's sake, non-kosher, right? So we know that he goes to the non-kosher events, non-kosher restaurants, and stuff like that. While the prohibition against gossip monger does apply with regard to speaking about him, so we should not talk about him, as he is not a heretic. So a heretic who the guy who denies Hashem. Here the guy, he's 300 pounds, 500 pounds forever. He cannot just stop himself. It's not like he says there is no Hashem. It's not. He knows there is Hashem, but what can I do? I'm such a loser. His situation differs drastically from one who occasionally transgresses the given mitzvah, but basically is committed to its observance. Okay. So this is not that he's rebelling against Hashem, but only he transgresses mitzvah, but out of his desires. So it's not like he's a dafka against Hashem, right? So next, continue. As we have learned, the primary prohibition against speaking Lashon Hara is to not go a gossip monger among your people. Vayikra 19:16. One who embarrasses his fellow Jew transgresses the prohibition, and man shall not aggravate his fellow. Also Vayikra 25:17. So we have two separate mitzvahs. One is not to be gossip monger, not to talk only gossip about other people, first of all. And second is if embarrassing him in public, it's to aggravate his fellow with words. That's different prohibition. All of this at one of the 613s. The sages interpret the term your people, Amecha, right? In the first prohibition to exclude only rebel whose intent is to spite. Meaning, when he goes against Hashem, when he says, there is no gain, no more, it's only 12 months, even though we showed him proof and there is no punishment. So this is rebel. But others are not, like this poor guy, overweight guy, or somebody, I don't know, whatever his desires are, he's not, so he's still Amecha, he's still your brother.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to name a different halacha, and I want to know how to be on the safe side between the two of them, this and that. So I heard from a rabbi that you're allowed to, you're allowed to say something derogatory if it's bothering you and it's on your head, but the other person can't take it as truth, correct?
No.
Right.
I mean, the second part is correct, but the first one is not. Okay, so I mean, we didn't get to the from the standpoint of listener. Listener, first of all, he cannot listen because he's going to be judged, and even if he was like, I don't know, he was in elevator, I mean, in a closed space, he cannot leave, right? That he heard, so he's not allowed to believe. Basically, so as I said, last part is correct 100%. But first part, just because somebody wants to speak, well, whether somebody wants to kill somebody, okay, so what?
So just to be clear, this halacha that if something's on your mind that might be derogatory, you're allowed to say it. It's completely
Okay. So let me qualify it. So
yeah.
there is some situation. For example, a wife comes home, right, and she's upset. Whatever happened, somebody step on your toe, whatever, and somebody curse you, this and that. Okay, or whatever, or a bad day at work. So basically, she has all of the emotions, and she needs to talk. Basically, that's it. Whatever happened. So she is allowed to talk, right? It's like exception in all this. So she's allowed to talk, but you're not allowed to believe. Maybe that's what you're referring to. But it cannot be on a constant basis. If somebody like this every day, upset, and we need to talk about like all of the derogatory about other people, that's a sickness. It's not right. Once in a while, once in 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, whatever going on. So the person need to vent. So when his feelings. So you are allowed to listen, but you're not allowed to believe. And you're obligated to point this person. Maybe there is maybe you over exaggerated the situation. Tactfully, because people when somebody hear that you believe them, they're going to explode on you, and then you're going to be like, I don't know.
So, but it doesn't go against the veer of gossip. It doesn't, right?
No, it's exception because you're in all of the languages there is explanation to unload your heart, right? So wherever you have a lot of like weight on your heart, and when you speak out, so it becomes easier. The situation changed? No, it did not change. You understand? But when we spoke, you feel a little better.
Understood.
Okay, so basically, but if it is allowed to talk, to tell to a person who is not going to go and tell it somebody else. So that's a different issue. So if it's a wife to the husband, or one brother to another, and so if he's asking for advice, understand, that's a different situation. So I'm this in this situation. This happened, that happened, and you know that person is going to or that there is a possibility that he's going to listen to you. So you're allowed to hear, but otherwise, I mean, you're not. Especially if it's every time. So some people complain. Period. Doesn't matter. It's rainy. It's sunny. It's everything is good. Now, I mean, they're going to complain. Well, so in this situation, you're not allowed. But from time to time, somebody close to you and he wants to talk to you, she wants to talk to you, so you're allowed to listen. Understood. But do not believe, basically. Understand? So it's all emotions. So emotions are not good, basically, most of the time. So the righteous person, as we learn in the Rambam, and Rabbi Reuven speaks about it many times, he has to live his life by intellect, not emotions. Okay. So let me read this a sentence from the beginning, because we didn't finish. Our sages interpret the term Amecha, your people, in the first prohibition as excluding this rebel whose intent is to spite. So meaning the guy that do it dafka against everybody does like this, and I'm not accepting this, I'm not accepting that. So basically he's a rebel, and he's excluded from our nations. One who lacks of regard to the given prohibition cause him a regular transgressor. So basically, the guy, as we said, the guy who shaves with the razor. Why with the razor? Why we give this example? Because it's the most common, and the person does it every day, I think, or every other day, like very often. Other things, maybe, I don't know, whatever. If he goes with the girls, it's not every day, I hope. But shaving is, I think, it's a better example. Having the Torah, his fellow, in the second prohibition, excludes even more, right? Thus, it is forbidden to speak Lashon Hara about this person, But it is permissible to exert social pressure on him in order to include the man his sinful ways. But I'm not sure today, like you apply the social pressure, maybe it's going to work. I don't know. Continuation 4:7. 1 second. Where's my 4:7? So continuation. It is permissible to publicize that the Jew regularly violates particular halacha if it is clear that he is aware that halacha, aware of halacha, and has chosen to ignore it, and it stands to reason that publicizing his behavior will induce him to change. This applies even if he transgresses the law out of temptation. However, one be certain that all of the condition of Tehillim's constructive speech, including purity of intent and lack of alternative apply. So basically, we're talking about this social pressures, but many times I think these wicked rabbis, they gave this impression some things are allowed just because they want to be popular or something, even though they're not allowed, right? One of the famous examples that I'm not sure where they got it from, that a Jew can be with a non-Jew, a Jewish man with a non-Jewish woman before marriage, before his marriage. It's crazy. All right, so let's go. So today we get yes.
So let's say, for example, we'll start off with this. So if a rabbi says, the halacha is different, I think the halacha is different, you're still allowed? Because you mentioned the...
Okay, so halal, what do you mean? I'm not getting it.
I don't know. Let's say you go to a minyan, right?
Yes.
Then, not Shmiras Shabbos, they've been going to the minyan for 2 years, and the rabbi says, they're Tinik Shanishma. Are you allowed to say something about such a person or no?
About this rabbi, yes, because he modifies the Torah.
So I'll ask you like this. What if he has one Pesach on his side who says like him? Something outlandish, 99 poskim disagree with him, but this one Pesach says yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can, since my majority of people say, you see, all this thing, they taken out of context. So even if somebody said, I think Hazanish said, and other people say that it's Tina Kanishba, maybe in his time, but not today, not in Israel. It's like in Israel that it's Tina Kanishba. How is it possible? So meaning the guy does not know that he's Jewish. He does not know that it's Shabbat. He does not know there is a Jewish people that who received the Torah as a book of law. I mean, he can say it, but how realistic is it? You understand? So as I told you, Rabbi Reuven made, not he himself, but somebody made a video. So when they're talking about Tina Hanishbot, they show this Eskimos, right? The people Eskimo, right? Who lived in the northern pole. Yeah, people. Of course, they do not. They know or the job, whatever they do, hunting, and that's it. That's all they know. You understand? Okay, so then it's possible they could be eligible, but other people, okay. It's unfortunately, but even if so, Rabbi will send many times. So even let's say he was. Let's say I agree with you. Let's say, but how long are you going to keep him this way? Why don't you free him? Right? He said. He said, "Okay, I'm freeing you. No, you think you're I'm going to free you now." Especially people go to the to the shul and they still that's too much. Yeah, you understand? Maybe if somebody lived in kibbutz, somewhere in Israel, and never left the kibbutz, and they all give them all of this Zionistic propaganda, and that's the communists, right? So. Maybe in that way. So he never listened to the radio, never saw religious people and stuff like that. So maybe, but once he went to the shoot, you cannot say he's sinning. Cannot, especially you said 2 years, 5 years. So this rabbi is crooked. It's all about money. You understand? Well, when you tell somebody something that a person that he does not like, he's going to leave and he go his donation. You understand? So it's all about money, unfortunately. Okay. Or fortunately, so we know who the crooks are. All right. So we continue with laws of Shmona Esrei. So let's try to focus and ask questions only on this on the topic, please. So
yes,
we can
Rabbi, very
yes.
quickly about the Lashon Hara. So let's say you're in this community, right? But nobody, because everybody loves the rabbi, right, calls them a tzaddik. So you say anything about him, they're not going to believe you. So is it causing a stumbling block for another Jew because they're just going to hate you? Like there's basically nothing productive might come out of it because, these people.
Exactly. So you have to leave that environment. Don't go there. Okay.
Question here.
Go ahead.
About here, I found commandment number 501.
Mm-hmm.
It is similar to Lashon Hara, but I don't know exactly the difference. This is based on a part of the Torah that says, "Do not wrong one another," meaning the explanation I found say that this is referring to do not harm people with words. So
that's exactly what we said today. That's exactly what we said today.
So it's a separate commandment, or is it the same?
Yes, exactly.
And
to embarrass a person.
The question is, to which extent are the Noahites obligated to comply with do not harm another person emotionally?
I'm not sure. I mean, you're asking good question. I'm not sure 100%. So basically, let me give you like basic overview. I don't have the exact answer to a question, so I don't want to say. So, but the basic overview, these 7 Noahide laws that we read in the last parasha, it's only like a big topics. So, and these 7 Noahide laws, they combine it. I think altogether it's like 53 laws. They become 53 laws, and then they branch out to many explanations. So, I don't want to comment because I never learned in depth.
But maybe we can find some reference or some clue to an answer in the Jewish world. For example, a Jew that curses another Jew would be this breaking this commandment 501.
Of course, because it's embarrassing. Yeah, all of the embarrassing, like aggravating other person in words. Absolutely.
For example, road rage in public and insulting each other.
Of course.
And what would be the punishment for this?
So it says that
it's a minor crime. It's grave.
No, it says the one who embarrasses his fellow in public has no share in the world to come. It's very simple.
Okay.
So the punishment is great.
Okay.
Okay.